Hello, I'm Jacqueline McInnes Wood, and welcome back to my official channel.
Hey everyone, it's Jacqueline McInnes Wood here, and welcome back to my official channel. Grab a massive cup of coffee because we have a lot to unpack today. And I mean a lot, because I am sitting here at my keyboard and my fingers are practically bleeding. I am so tired, like bone tired. But I just had to get this out to you guys as fast as humanly possible, because what just went down on The Bold and the Beautiful is absolutely insane. So I am just going to type, I am not even going to edit this. I don't care about perfect grammar right now. I just need to dump all this information straight from my brain onto this page because my jaw is still on the floor and yours will be too. So let us just set the scene, because the tension in Los Angeles has been thicker than smog lately. You all know the drama that has been going down. The fashion industry is practically a war zone right now. Brooke Logan Forrester and Katie Logan Spencer have been at each other's throats. Bill Spencer is out there defending Katie and claiming they own Eric Forrester's designs. And Ridge and Brooke literally crashed Katie's press conference to ruin her Logan brand launch. So the atmosphere was already toxic, just pure poison in the air. But everyone had to put on a brave face because Forrester Creations was hosting their own new collection showcase. And you know how these fashion events go. They are supposed to be glamorous. They are supposed to be the pinnacle of high society, but they always turn into a complete disaster, always. And this one was no different. But it was not a cat fight on the runway. It was not a dress tearing or a model tripping. It was so much worse and so much deeper. So the Los Angeles fashion world is all gathered together. The press is there. The cameras are flashing. The elite buyers are sitting in the front row, and all the main players are in the room. Steffi Forrester Finnegan is standing there looking like a boss, but you can tell she is stressed. Ridge is looking smug after ruining Katie's launch. Eric Forrester is sitting in the front row looking like the proud patriarch. And then you have the younger crowd. Will Spencer is glaring daggers across the room at RJ Forrester because RJ has been getting way too close to Electra Forrester. And Electra is completely ignoring Melissa Dillon because Dillon just got hired at Forrester and Electra is absolutely furious about it. But the two people I really want to focus on are Ivy Forrester and Daphne Rose Walton, because their dynamic has been so messed up lately. Ivy has been acting like the puppet master of Los Angeles. She stole Electra's heartfelt letter to Will. She put Will's broken necklace on Electra's desk to make her think Will was done with her forever. And she has been pushing RJ and Electra together. And Daphne knows all of this. Daphne caught her. Daphne overheard it all. But Ivy has been blackmailing and pressuring Daphne to keep her mouth shut. Ivy has been so smug, so arrogant, just walking around like she owns the place and treating Daphne like absolute dirt. And Daphne has been crumbling under the guilt. She is trying to have a baby with Carter Walton. Her fertility app is going off. She is stressed. She is anxious. And she is terrified of crossing the powerful Forrester family. So there they all are, sitting in this glittering room. The music starts pumping. The heavy bass is shaking the floor. The models start walking down the runway in these gorgeous new Eric Forrester and Ridge Forrester designs. Everyone is clapping. The buyers are nodding. It looks like a massive success. It looks like Forrester Creations is going to completely crush the Logan brand. But then it happens, the music just stops. It does not fade out. It just cuts out violently. Like someone pulled a massive plug out of the wall and the lights flicker and the entire room goes dead silent. You could hear a pin drop. People are looking around confused. Steffi starts gesturing to the sound guys in the back. Ridge stands up looking angry. Everyone thinks it is just a technical glitch. Maybe Charlie, the security guard, tripped over a wire again, because that is usually what happens, right? But no, it was not a glitch. Suddenly, a burst of static blasts through the massive speakers. It makes everyone cover their ears. It was so loud and piercing. And then a voice echoes through the venue, a woman's voice. and it was not a live microphone. You could tell it was a recording, an audio tape, an old one maybe. The audio quality was slightly muffled, but the words were crystal clear, and the voice was mysterious. It was a woman with a very calm but very sinister tone, and the voice just starts talking. It says something like, "You all sit here in your expensive clothes and celebrate the Forrester legacy, but you do not know the truth. You do not know the rot at the core of this family. You do not know the lies that have been buried for decades." And I am sitting there watching this and my heart is pounding. I am typing so fast my keyboard is shaking, because who is this voice? Is it Quinn? Is it Sheila calling in from the Cliff House where she just caught Deacon and Taylor? No, it did not sound like Sheila. Is it someone from Eric's past? I have no idea. But the voice just kept talking. And it said, "There is a secret in this room, a cruel plot that tore a family apart. Two girls, two innocent children who shared the exact same blood, ripped away from each other by greed and manipulation. People in the crowd are starting to murmur. The press is turning their cameras away from the runway and pointing them at the Forrester family. Steppy is yelling to cut the audio, but the sound guys are holding up their hands because they are locked out of the system. Someone hacked the entire audio board. The tape is playing and nobody can stop it." And then the voice drops the bomb. The absolute massive nuclear bomb that is going to change the bold and the beautiful forever. The voice says, "You look at Ivy Forrester, the proud niece, the arrogant Forrester. And you look at Daphne Rose, the perfumer from Paris, the outsider. But they are not strangers. They are not enemies. They are sisters, biological sisters, separated since childhood by a plot so tandock and cruel that it will shatter this entire family." And the tape just clicks off. Back to dead silence. I literally gasped out loud. I spilled my coffee all over my desk. I had to grab a towel and wipe it up while still staring at the screen. Because what did I just hear? Daphne and Ivy, sisters, biological sisters? How is that even possible? I mean, we are talking about Ivy Forrester, John Forrester's daughter, and Daphne Rose, who came from Paris, who we thought had no connection to the Forrester bloodline. But now they share blood, and the reaction in the room was just pure cinematic chaos. The press absolutely lost their minds. Flashbulbs are going off like strobe lights. Reporters are screaming questions. Buyers are standing up in shock. It was a total circus, but I could not look at the crowd. I was only looking at Ivy. And you guys, the look on Ivy Forrester's face, I will never forget it. It was like watching a building collapse in slow motion. You have to remember how Ivy has been acting. She has been the ultimate villain lately. She has been so incredibly nasty to Daphne. She treated Daphne like a peasant. She threatened her. She intimidated her. She basically told Daphne that she was nothing and that the Forresters would crush her if she ever breathed a word about the stolen letter. Ivy has harbored so much hatred and disdain for this woman. And now she realizes that all of that hatred was aimed at her own flesh and blood, her sister. You could see the smugness just melt right off her face. Her jaw dropped. Her eyes got so wide, they looked like they were going to pop out of her skull. She started shaking, like physically trembling. All that power she thought she had just evaporated. Because how do you process that? How do you process that the person you have been emotionally abusing is your sister? The psychological whiplash must be unbearable. Ivy has always prided herself on being a Forrester, on protecting the family, and she thought Daphne was a threat to the family, but Daphne is the family. And then there is Daphne. Oh my gosh, poor Daphne. She was standing near the back of the room with Carter Walton, and when the voice said they were sisters, Daphne just swayed. She literally lost her balance. Carter had to grab her around the waist to stop her from hitting the floor. Daphne has been going through so much. She is tracking her ovulation on a fertility app. She is trying to make a baby with Carter. She is dealing with potential infertility issues, which is already so heartbreaking. And on top of that, she has been carrying this massive toxic secret about Will and Electra because Ivy forced her to. Daphne has been terrified of Ivy, and now she finds out that her tormentor is her sister. The woman who has been making her life a living hell is her own blood. Daphne just started crying, not like a delicate soap opera cry, like a full-on hyperventilating panic attack cry. She buried her face in Carter's chest, and Carter was just staring at Ivy with pure shock and then pure anger, because Carter knows how stressed Daphne has been. And if Carter puts two and two together, he is going to realize that Ivy has been torturing his wife. His sister-in-law has been torturing his wife. It is just so messed up. But the craziest reaction of all, the one that really sent chills down my spine, was Eric Forrester, because Eric did not look shocked. He looked horrified. He looked like he had seen a ghost. I was watching him closely, and when the tape played, Eric's face went completely pale. He gripped the arms of his chair so hard his knuckles turned white, and he just stared straight ahead. He vaguely realized it was the truth. You could see the gears turning in his head, the memories flooding back, and that just opens up a million more questions. What does Eric know? Did Eric know about this cruel plot? Was he part of it? Or did he just suspect it and turn a blind eye? We all know the Forrester family has a closet full of skeletons. I mean, this is the family that has hidden babies, stolen companies, and faked deaths. So a secret sibling is not out of the realm of possibility. But if Eric knew that Daphne was a Forrester and let her just wander into town without saying anything, that is a massive betrayal. Maybe it had something to do with John Forrester. Maybe John had an affair. Maybe there was a scandal that Stephanie covered up. You know, Stephanie loved to cover up a scandal. She would pay people off and send them to Paris in a heartbeat. And Daphne is from Paris. Coincidence? I think not. The pieces are all starting to fit together in my tired brain. But think about what this means for the power structure at Forrester Creations. This changes literally everything. The entire corporate hierarchy is completely overturned right now. Because if Daphne is a biological Forrester, then she has rights. She has a claim to the legacy. She might even have a claim to shares in the company. And you know Steffi is going to freak out about that. Steffi has been trying to hold this company together while fighting off the Logans. She is already dealing with the fallout of the Brooke and Katie war. She is already dealing with giving Melissa Dillon a job and dealing with Electra's temper tantrums. The last thing Steffi needs is another surprise family member demanding a seat at the boardroom table. But it gets even more complicated because Carter is the COO of Forrester Creations. He is the top lawyer. He handles all the legal documents, and Carter is married to Daphne. So if Daphne is a Forrester, then Carter is married into the family legacy. This gives Carter a massive amount of leverage. And Carter is already fiercely protective of Daphne. If he finds out that Ivy has been blackmailing his wife, he is going to use every legal loophole he can find to destroy Ivy. Ivy's position at the company is suddenly in extreme jeopardy. She was acting like the queen bee, but now she is the villain who tortured her own sister. How can Steffi or Eric support Ivy after this? Ivy might get completely ostracized from the family she fought so hard to protect. The irony is just delicious. I am typing this and smiling because Ivy really deserves a reality check. And let us talk about the ripple effect. Because this audio tape does not just affect Daphne and Ivy, it is going to blow up the entire younger generation storyline. Think about the Will and Electra and RJ and Dylan mess. It is a massive tangled web. Electra is currently furious at Dylan. Electra was screaming at Dylan in the showroom, demanding that she quit her job. Electra thinks Dylan ruined her life by kissing Will. And Will is currently moving on with Dylan because he thinks Electra hates him. Will saw the selfies of Electra and RJ swimming at the Forrester mansion. So Will is ready to take things to the bedroom with Dylan. But the only reason Will and Electra are apart right now is because of Ivy. Ivy stole Electra's letter. Ivy put the broken necklace on the desk. Ivy orchestrated this entire breakup. And Daphne knows the truth. Daphne has been keeping the secret because Ivy intimidated her. But now Now that the truth is out about them being sisters, the entire dynamic shifts. Daphne has no reason to be afraid of Ivy anymore because Ivy's power is gone. Ivy is a broken mess right now. I guarantee you that Daphne is going to crack. The guilt is already eating her alive. And now, with this massive emotional shock, she is going to spill everything. She is going to tell Carter about the stolen letter, and Carter is going to make sure the truth comes out. And when Electra finds out that her own Aunt Ivy, the aunt she trusted, the aunt she went to the CEO office with to complain about Dylan, when Electra finds out that Ivy is the reason she lost Will, Electra is going to absolutely lose her mind. The betrayal is going to be astronomical. Electra might actually physically attack Ivy. And what happens to Will and Dylan? If the truth comes out before they sleep together, maybe Will runs back to Electra. But if they already sleep together, then Will is going to be devastated that he gave up on Electra based on a lie. And Dylan actually confronted Ivy about the letter. Dylan knows the truth too. But Dylan chose to stay quiet because she wants Will for herself. She prioritized her own survival and her crush on Will over doing the right thing. If it comes out that Dylan knew about Ivy's sabotage and stayed quiet, Will is going to dump Dylan so fast her head will spin. He will realize Dylan is just as manipulative as everyone else. Dylan's fear of being homeless might actually cost her the very relationship she was trying to protect. It is a tragic irony. So the fallout from this audio tape is going to touch every single character on this show. And we still don't even know who played the tape. Who has this kind of dirt on the Forrester family? Who hates them enough to ruin their massive fashion showcase? Was it Bill Spencer? Bill loves a good sabotage. And he is currently at war with Ridge and Eric over the Logan collection. But Bill usually takes credit for his schemes. He does not hide behind anonymous audio tapes. Was it Katie Logan? Katie is furious about her press conference being crashed, but this seems too dark for Katie. Could it be Sheila Sharp? Sheila is currently lurking around the Cliff House. She showed up with flowers and caught Deacon and Taylor stripped down and making out on the bed. Sheila is about to go on a rampage, but does Sheila even care about Daphne and Ivy? Probably not. She is focused on Taylor. So who is the mystery woman on the tape? We are going to have to wait to find out. And I am going to lose my mind waiting. I just can't get over Eric's reaction. That vague realization. He knew. Deep down, he knew. Or maybe he just recognized the voice on the tape. Maybe the voice is someone from his past. Someone he wronged. Because Eric has wronged a lot of women over the years, let's be honest. He has a trail of broken hearts and secret children a mile long. If Eric knew about Daphne being a Forrester and let her struggle, let her be bullied by Ivy, that is going to destroy his relationship with Carter. Carter looks up to Eric. Carter respects Eric more than anyone. But if Eric was complicit in hiding Daphne's identity, Carter might just walk away from Forrester Creations entirely. He might take Daphne and leave. Or worse, he might stay and fight for Daphne to take over the company. Imagine Carter and Daphne launching a hostile takeover of Forrester Creations. Using Daphne's new biological status to seize control, Steffi would go to war, Ridge would go to war. It would be the ultimate corporate bloodbath, and I am absolutely here for it. And what about Ivy's mental state moving forward? She has always been so strong and confident. Even when she is being evil, she is confident about it. But this is an identity crisis. She hated a woman who shares her DNA. She plotted against her own sister. How do you look in the mirror after that? I think we are going to see a complete mental breakdown from Ivy Forrester. She might end up in a facility, or she might go completely rogue and try to destroy Daphne to silence the truth. You never know with Ivy. When cornered, she comes out swinging. But the real tragedy here is Daphne. She is just a sweet girl from Paris who wanted to make perfumes and have a baby with the man she loves. And she got dragged into this insane, toxic family drama. And now she is permanently tied to them by blood. She can never escape the Forresters now. She is one of them, whether she wants to be or not. I am just so exhausted trying to process all of this. My brain feels like mush. I have typed so many words, my fingers are cramping, but I had to give you guys the full breakdown because this is the kind of soap opera drama we live for. This is why we watch The Bold and the Beautiful. For these massive jaw-dropping, earth-shattering reveals. I mean, a secret sister, it is a classic trope, but it hits so hard when it is characters we have been watching battle it out for weeks. The buildup has been incredible. Ivy's smugness was at an all-time high. She was practically gloating about ruining Elektra's life, and now she is the one ruined. Karma came knocking and it kicked the door off the hinges. And the timing, right in the middle of the new collection showcase, right when the press was watching. The Forrester family's dirty laundry was just aired out to the entire world. The stock price of Forrester Creations is going to plummet tomorrow. Steffi is going to have to do so much damage control. She is going to be on the phone with PR firms all night long. And meanwhile, Bill Spencer is probably sitting in his office laughing his head off because while Forrester Creations is dealing with a massive scandalous family secret, Bill can push his Logan collection forward without any interference. The Forresters are going to be too busy fighting each other to fight Bill and Katie. It is the perfect distraction. So there you have it, guys. The biggest bombshell of the year. Daphne and Ivy are sisters. Eric knows something. The power structure is destroyed and the Will and Elektra drama is about to explode. I am going to go ice my hands now and probably drink a gallon of water. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Who do you think was on the tape? Do you feel bad for Ivy or does she deserve it? And what do you think Carter is going to do? I will be back as soon as I have more updates because you know I can never stay away from this keyboard for long, even when I am this tired. Keep watching, keep commenting.